This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Stylin', wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. If you freaked and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh!
Again, welcome everybody to 2020. We're looking at the financial results for February 2019 a little bit later. Just a run through on what we're going to do. We are going to record our attendance, what is legal, what is required, approve the minutes of last year, and then we're going to get Mr. P, who is our external auditor, do a quick run through on the financials. They have been up on the website for the past month or so. We're We are then going to go vote for the reappointment of the auditors. We've got a report back on the election of the new directors for the vote which took place in June this year. There's an ordinary resolution up for vote, which is the authority of directors. It's a requirement from the Companies Act. Then we get into the nitty-gritty of the stuff. Our esteemed president, Mr. James Causa, will do a report back. Mr. Thomas Overbeck, who's the general manager, will do a report back. And only then will we come back with the results of all the voting. Then there is a general Q&A. And I'd just like to say at this point that obviously there's no one in the room besides SA Chefs staff and the directors. You can post your comments on Zoom or on our SA Chefs Facebook page with questions. The directors will endeavor to get back to you immediately. If they cannot get back to you immediately, they will reply back in 14 days. Mr. President? All right, in writing. And it's a general question, so that will obviously go onto the Facebook page with the reply to do that. So, and then we will close. Normally we have beers afterwards, but there's no beers now due to social distancing, so that won't happen. So my name's Arnold, and it's my 3rd or 4th year being the principal officer of the AGM. I would just like to welcome the SA Chefs board. Our president, Mr. Causa, sitting next to him is Mr. Stephen Billingham, who is outgoing from the board after, I think, 14 years. Stephen, just from my side, I know how much work you've done and what you've done for SA Chefs and the sacrifice to your family and everything. I just want to say thank you very much for always being there for our greater community. So I'm sure somebody else will do it. Enjoy some nice rest, and I know that everyone can always call on you for your advice, your sage advice going forward. I'd like to welcome predominantly a new board, Pinky, Tommy Thomas. I don't know, how formal you want to be. Leslie Jacobs from Bloemfontein. Alistair's back on the board. Koo, Warren. Kabila needs no introduction. He's been around a long time. And Adrian. And then Mr. Peter Colau, let me welcome you. So, moving on to the next point, record of attendance. We have just slightly over 7,000 members at SA Chefs, voting members or people who are eligible to vote and that are in good standing as of last week, Friday, as set out in our call to the AGM, is 1,374 members. Our memorandum of incorporation states that we need to have at least 2% of the people either have in person or by proxy, which means we need 27 people. When I last checked, we were over that number. 34, it's gone up because there's more proxies that have come in. So this AGM is legal and will continue. The minutes of the last AGM held in person has been out on the SA Chefs websites for over a month. There have been no comments come to me or anybody in the chef's office on it. I would therefore like somebody to please second the approval of the minutes of that meeting. Pinky, thank you very much. Therefore, those minutes have been approved. We now move on to the nitty-gritty of business. It is my great pleasure to welcome back Peter Colau, who has been looking after, together with our financial director, Jason, the numbers. And Peter's job is to then make sure that it's all done correctly. And he puts a very nice report to you, which he'll run through now. If you've got any comments on the financial report, please don't hesitate to ask questions. The financial report has been up on the website and sent out to all voting members within the designated time. We have received, as of yet, no comments No emails questioning anything, but you are more than welcome to do it, and we will try and attend to you today, or else, together with Peter and Jason, within 14 days, that reply will go out. Thank you, Peter.
Good morning. It's certainly my pleasure and privilege to address the Chefs Association one more time this morning. Thank you very much for having me and listening to me. I'm definitely not going to bore you because I think everybody's been bored by me already this morning. So I'm going to really be very quick indeed. We can have a look at the financial on the slide there. And just showing you the top part, the top 4 items are the revenues that you've earned, and the bottom 5 items, in fact, the costs that were incurred in this past year, up to February 2019. Very first line item, the comprehensive income, is the income that is associated with the activities of the Chefs Association. So the income that you make and that you generate from doing what a Chefs Association indeed needs to do. The other 3 items is largely to do with investment and investing activities, items that you've got, your reserves, and I'll look at those in a moment, and that making a revenue for you. Below that are the costs that you incurred, the direct cost to generate revenue. It's rental of facilities or paying subcontractors is the 800,000 rand. Bit of depreciation, amortization, a few assets that you in fact have that in the next slide. And then one of the bigger items is your employment cost. That's why I've highlighted it separately, and you'll notice that from one year to the next, that number has remained very constant, suggesting that management has taken a very conservative approach and not unnecessarily spent money on salaries, making sure that the Chefs Association gets as much value as it possibly can from the employment from the employees. Final item, keep that number in mind, which is your other overhead or other operating costs. Those are the costs in order to run and to manage the Chefs Associations. Those items that you would expect to find, bank charges and so on and so forth. I'll show them in a moment. We'll have a look at those. If we move along, we'll see that here is your balance sheet. At the top, I've got all the assets. The most notable and the most important one there, the 12.8 million, almost 13 million rand, it's worth of cash reserves. Now, those are cash, as well as are the investments that the association has acquired over the years that it's been there, and it's managed to put some money, some cash aside in order to cope for times when times are tough. The liabilities further down, obviously the biggest number there is the reserves of about 14 million odd rand, and the 14 million is really the reserves, is the surplus that has been created over the many years that the Chefs Association has been around. And what this shows you is that, in fact, all the reserves that we have accumulated over the years has actually been largely been put into a cash type investment or a cash type asset, which certainly gives you the ability to trade and in tough times. And I think this year, 2020, has definitely been a year of tough times. COVID-19 and lockdown has certainly not been easy. I'm sure everybody in business has seen the tough times, and I think particularly hats off to the chefs and you chefs out there that have had a particularly hard time with restaurants who are not allowed to open and so on and so forth. Kudos to you. Well done for managing yourself through. The Chefs Association, fortunately, through a prudent management style over the number of years, has managed to accumulate sufficient cash reserves in order to manage its way through this tough time. All right, now I pointed out previously there was that 4 million odd rand, 4.5 million rands of the overheads. Here's a bit of a detail of what those items are. And there you can see accounting, advertising, audio, bad debts, entertainment, donations, etc., etc., etc. Carry on to the next page, and it goes on. There's some insurance monies that we had to pay, judging of various events, licenses, motor vehicle expenses, and you'll see that nothing is particularly large, but all of these items vitally important to be paid by the Chefs Association in order to promote your sole and your principal activity, which is there to manage and to promote chefs as well as the industry of chefs throughout South Africa. And I think you guys have done a stellar job, because I've even heard of South African chefs being mentioned overseas. So well done. The next page is just the final bit of training, travel, uniforms, venue hire, etc., etc. And that boils down back to that 4.5 million rands with the overhead costs. Right at the bottom, you'll see that the Chefs Association made a 950,000, roughly R1 million surplus in the 2019 year. But keep that in mind, or keep in mind that 2018, we actually lost R1 million. So between the 2 years, there's actually a break-even scenario, which tends to show that the money that you've received is not just there to make profits and to bolster the association, but it's there to be spent on the chefs and the industry of yourselves as chefs. And I think that's a good mention, or well done. Kudos to the management team for making sure that most of the cash or the reserves or the surpluses are in fact plowed back toward promoting your very industry that you all love and enjoy. So overall, for the 2 years, it's a break-even scenario, but over the last 20 plus years, there's been about 13 million rands worth of reserves. So congratulations. Thank you very much for spending some time listening to me. I shan't blow you any longer. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Peter, thank you very much. I don't know if there's any questions that have come up. No, not at all. All right, so then we're going to move up. I'm going to ask people please to vote now for the ordinary resolution reappointment of Peter and his company to do the finances for the next year. So you can do that now. These results will come out a little bit later while we collate it electronically. And then that will be independently audited, I guess by myself, Peter, because you can't audit whether you can be employed again. So I'll do that together with Jason to check that a little bit later. So what's happened in the past month is we have a new board. And the election took place earlier this year, and there were 14 nominations to sit on the board for the next year, and I guess, have we got a roving mic or not? Perhaps we a roving mic. Can we just go around? Pinky is back on the board again. Welcome, Pinky. And I did see on Facebook that you have a new portfolio, so you can just your name and that. And is this your second or third year on the board, if I'm not mistaken?
Third year.
Fabulous. And so, well, welcome for doing this again for the greater members. We really appreciate your hard work.
It's a pleasure.
And if you can pass the mic to Tommy from Limpopo. Yeah, so it's all we've got to do COVID protocol, so it takes a little bit longer. But just, guys, just a quick introduction and what your new portfolio is, not a whole spiel, and how long you've been on the board. Is it your first time, Tommy?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So just tell us what your new portfolio is, what you're going to be looking after.
I'm serving on the Education and Communications Committee.
Fabulous. Thank you
Thanks.
very, very, very much. And then we have Leslie Jacobs, who's no stranger to SA Chefs and all things pastry, particularly. Leslie from Bloemfontein, FBI school in Bloemfontein.
That's right. It's also my first time serving on the board, and I'll also be working on the educational portfolio.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Then we have Alistair Isu, who has sat on the board before and has, after an absence of about a year or two, have come back. Alistair?
Thank you. I'm responsible for office liaison, and I'm sitting on the board now for my 9th year.
Your 9th year, but you've
broke a broken service.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. Thank you for your service towards the association. And then we're going to come across to Chef Adrian.
Hi, my name's Adrian. I'm part of the culinary committee which looks after competitions, judging, national team, and this is my 2nd year on the board.
Mr. Cabello needs no introduction.
Can I pass the mic on?
No, you can't pass the mic on.
My name is Cabello, and I've been on the board now for the 11th year this year, and I'm now responsible for the Transformation Committee.
Mr. Warren France.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Chef Warren, and I'm responsible for all the regional committees in South Africa.
Thank you, Warren. Chef Koo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Koo. This is my second time being voted onto the board, and I oversee the youth portfolio and the humanitarian portfolio of the association.
Directors, thank you very much, and we wish you all the best of luck in your next year serving the members of SA Chefs. And for the members, please don't be afraid to reach out to the directors. They're here to serve you and the greater community of chefs out there. Which brings us up to the ordinary resolution number 2, the authority of directors. This is a requirement by the South African Companies Act. And basically, what you are voting for is to empower the directors to run the affairs of the company. So you guys can vote that, and if you've done your proxy, it will come in. These results will come out, obviously, a little bit later while we collate them. These results will be audited by Peter Carlisle as our auditor, together with Danielle, to make sure that everything's above board and correct. Just a note for the ordinary resolution, we only need a 50% of voting people. So everyone who's registered to vote, it's 50%. So it's 50 plus 1. All right. It's not a special resolution. We now get to point 8 on our agenda, the annual report on SA Chefs by your president, our president, James Khoza. Welcome to the podium.
Thank you, Arnold. I'll just do some quick acknowledgements of our past custodians of the SA Chefs fraternity. I'd like to acknowledge you, Arnold Tanza, and I think they're watching us on Zoom, the honorable former president, Chef Martin Kobold, former President Chef Stephen Billingham is sitting just on my left here. Thank you for being here. And our honorable President, Chef Manfred Müllers, honorable President Chef Heinz Brunner, SA Chef Vice President Kabelo Sikone, SA Chefs board members and regional chairs who are watching, our beloved patrons as well. That keeps us going. SA Chefs members, professional, youth, students, and corporate, and also there's associates members as well. We have as well, I'd like to acknowledge as well the staff of SA Chefs. Thank you for keeping us going and keeping the flames of SA Chefs going. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Goeiemorgen. Dumelang Sanbonani. I'd like to add my welcome to all our membership and guests attending online. For the first time ever in the history of SA Chefs, I'm speaking to you today in a very unusual and trying circumstances. An AGM that is virtual only as an alternative to the usual gathering. It is a sad, historic milestone that has been mitigated by far-reaching restrictions aimed at combating and slowing down the rate of the spread of the COVID-19 virus. I sincerely apologize that we cannot meet in person this year because of the pandemic affecting us all. However, we hope that this virtual meeting will help maintain our commitment to engaging with you as shareholders of SA Chefs. We value the opportunity to update you on the development of your organization, particularly given the times in which we find ourselves in. Later in my presentation, you will also have an opportunity to hear from the SA Chef General Manager, Mr. Thomas Overbeck, as well. He will present to you the operational performance of your company. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the business of the day, briefly allow me to say a few words about COVID-19 a silent killer and destroyer of lives and livelihood of many people, economies and the general living as we grew up in, as we know it is supposed to be. The pandemic has presented the world with a gigantic task to a degree that we will doubtless never, ever imagined. The world is on its knees, trying to understand and find ways to cope or rid itself of the pandemic. It has changed everything, the way we work, the way we interact, and the way we communicate with each other. I will emphasize that SA Chefs, as a good corporate citizen, fully supports every government measure that has been implemented to protect and save lives. Unfortunately, with the lockdown extension, our hospitality industry has collapsed, and as many as 70% of our people have lost their jobs, and they are now unemployed. Some great hotels, restaurants, and SMEs have closed their doors, and some forever. The damage is disastrous to quantify and almost permanent. It is very sad and disturbing state of affairs our generation finds itself in. Ladies and gentlemen, as SA Chefs, we committed to assist, partner, and collaborate with government, private sector, NGOs, and other worthwhile partners to mitigate solutions to assist our industry in recovery so that it gets back to its feet again. We cannot predict exactly what will happen in the difficult months that undoubtedly lie ahead, but we promise to support and assist in solution generation for our membership's sake. Just before I talk about the performance of SA Chefs, I would like to also acknowledge the SA Chefs Company Auditor, the Carlisle Financial Services, represented by Mr. Peter Carlisle. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your presence. Dearest members, operationally it was another tough year, another challenging year, not just in terms of the economy that contracted in the last quarter, but also in sentiment. It is hard to find anyone ready to commit and make a long-term investment of partnership with an association in economic downturn. However, rather than dwelling on negatives over which we have no control, we remain firmly focused on the issues where we can make a difference. We look forward, learn from our past, reset our focus on delivering value of belonging to our membership. As an NPO, our revenue growth is aligned to the economic growth. We tend to enjoy good income when our partners are doing well. At year end, we only posted a negative 12% growth to last year in total income, a result in decline in renewal of patronage because of the economic downturn. We unfortunately live in volatile economic times with a sluggish economy, and it's expected to be fully recession influenced, also forecasted for the whole of 2020. This is a bad focus for us as an organization that relies on the stability of an economy. There is a high percentage of unemployment, especially among youth currently. We also have persistent poverty and inequality. These factors have an adverse impact and influence on our bottom line. We are heavily reliant on a good economy. Valued members, under the traditional model of revenue generation for the business, SA Chef will continue to struggle to grow. We are now more than never before forced to be innovative and tap on new ways of revenue generation. We must have a sharpened focus on membership and business to improve our cash flow readiness. We'll have to reimagine SA Chef if we are to be sustainable. But membership will always be the heart of what we do. The cost of sales for financial year 19 was over by 7% to the cost of sales of financial year 2018. This was due to the enterprise development programs running into financial year 2019 and the InfoChef that was hosted in Emperor's Palace. The decrease in income and increase in cost of sale led to our gross profit to decrease by 14% for financial year 2019 as to financial year 2018. Other income increased by 17% for financial 2019 as compared to financial year 2018. This is because of the facilitation fee of the start of phase 5 of the NYCTP program, the National Youth Chef Training Program, and interest that the association earned. This assisted our net profit before expenses of 8,626,324, only decreasing by 3% to financial year 2018. Expenses for financial year 2019 were down by 26% to financial year 2018 due to improved execution of cost-cutting strategies that were implemented by SA Chef Board and the office. In short, financial year 2019, we posted a net profit surplus of 951,213 compared to financial year 2018, which had a net loss of 1,190,29. I am pleased to report that the financial year 2019, SA Chef delivered a strong result under the circumstances. The disciplined execution of our long-term strategy for growth, profitability, and capital management are delivering improved performance for your company. We assure you that we will continue to make tough decisions in order to preserve long-term membership value at SA Chefs. We also will continue to seek ways to invest wisely. Valued members, I would like to think that all our membership will take pride that the board, the SA Chefs office team have managed to tirelessly to present such an outstanding financial result for your association in these times. The results are the outcome of preparation meeting opportunity. I repeat, it is the outcome of preparation meeting opportunity in a most necessitated financial frugality to preserve and protect, but also to make financial sound spending. Valued members, let us now look at some concerns by our membership at AGM 2018. I would like to honestly admit that as an organization, we sometimes fall short on some deliverables and will surely be accountable for them to our membership. Sometimes it's technicalities beyond our control, and at times it's the means to get to an end that become unnecessary barriers to progress. The communication concern has been our great challenge. Hence, the theme for this year's AGM presentation is membership representation. I'll repeat it, it's membership representation. We're going back to look after the member. You will have noticed that we have embarked on a vigorous strategy of social media presence through profiling inspirational chefs, engaging on webinars with carefully chosen topics that resonate with what our membership needs at the time. We also try and bring in experts who we ask to share their wisdom to our membership. Our membership management system, the MMS, is finally up after a delay. I commit that membership communication will be greatly increased. Unfortunately, the magazine will only be in an electronic copy due to COVID effect on the business of our publisher. Please forgive us for that. We're currently working on content generation for our website to be fully at your service with right information that will assist you in your various needs. More on this will be communicated to you via our communication channels. Transformation, equity, and inclusivity has been generally slow. We began work in grassroots representation in launching chapters where ordinary members will belong, participate, and get first-hand information from SA Chef's office through regional committees. We will increase our focus on this important determination of our being into the new financial year. It is a critical prerequisite for our collaboration with government structures. Dear valued members, the partnership we have with industry and government continue to assist the country in upskilling the youth. We are proud to be partner of choice for the alleviation of unemployment in our country. Both the enterprise development programs and NYCT pre-program enhance the brand SA Chefs. Looking ahead to the future, the new financial year will see us do the following. We'll have to improve our operational efficiency to carry out our restructuring initiatives, hence the appointment of a board and an office liaison officer. We'll reduce our capital expenditure to enable deleveraging. We'll try and be bold in our transformation initiative of SA Chefs to better position it well for the future, hence the creation of the Transformation Committee. We'll devote our time in building the SA Chef brand, what it stands for, and we will have to reimagine it to be the most admired company to belong and do business with. We have created the Communication Committee to promote efficiency and innovate on marketing and PR strategies for us. We are working at reposition SA Chef to be the #1 organization for all chefs in the country. We need to become a national association by penetrating the previously unreachable frontiers. The brand must be inclusive and show excellence and greatness. Hence the creation of a regional advisory committee to close the communication loopholes and gaps between board and regional committees. We will embrace technology to its fullest to assist us in communicating valuable content to our membership with commitment, enthusiasm, and enhanced sense of agency. We are aware that in South Africa we have a data problem and data challenges, if you want to put it that way, because most of our members are not, they cannot get to that, they cannot get enough spending on data. So we'll try to mitigate some solution to better cope with the challenge that we're facing. The reimagined Education Committee seeks to mitigate innovation to assist our chef schools. Thank you. We have begun modernizing our competition systems and create a proper development pipeline for our competing chefs, as well as have a clear and transparent judgment portfolio. We encourage all our membership to support and participate in sustainability. You can participate on the World Chefs initiatives on the sustainability portal on their website. We have partnered with 4 other partners to create Chef with Compassion. The company is founded on food rescue. Please, we ask that you get involved and participate. There are other interesting projects we will soon reveal to you. The impact of COVID-19 will have a lasting impact on all businesses globally. Business has been brought to its knees, and to survive, we must innovate or die. Coronavirus is expected to sink South African economy by 6%. It is forecasted that only in the fourth quarter, there will be a positive economic growth. We cannot continue to create the same things for our memberships as we have historically. That is called stagnation. Tradition is our foundation, but it cannot dictate to how we do business to grow the organization. We are an organization that is people-driven and focused. Membership is our core business. The focus will be the well-being of our members only. We therefore will drive a membership value proposition, anticipate their needs and adapt to the changing economy, behavior, and show compassion and empathy. There is a fantastic opportunity to create great significant value for our membership, but we can also lose it in a bad way by incompetency. Our culture is simply to serve our membership professionally, be accountable to our membership, and generate or create solutions for our people. Membership has become a key performance area for the board and the SA Chef's office. We have agreed to put the membership interest first in all our operations by continually adding value to the membership experience. We'll achieve our most odious task, turning around membership's negative perception of SA Chefs. Lastly, we'll have to improve existing or build new collaborations and partnerships. We can only be a great organization if our post-COVID-19 business recovery plan is people-oriented and communicates the diversity of the SA Chefs brand. We must participate, be represented in all platforms that will promote the brand nationally. Our history, organizational credibility, value, and reputation supersedes our individual personas. Ladies and gentlemen, our chefs' community in this country is fragmented, and hence our voice is not taken seriously where it matters most. We must come together and be a unity from whence we can leverage our strength to government and other parties. Alone, we will always fail. The bigger the entity we become together, the better representation we can have for us chefs. We unfortunately must forget our divisions, forget who sows the seeds of division for their selfish reasons. I'm talking about a better partnership of chefs with all chefs to create a bigger impact for chefs. I like to say that critics are very lucky. They are accountable to no one, but we are accountable to each other. And in unity, we can prevail. My key message for my address, ladies and gentlemen, the board has been structured to deliver the best outcome for the membership, knowing that we need to keep ahead of their needs as they continually evolve. And as a board, we obsess about best execution. I'm proud to say that we have a very industrious board who are young and want to excel. On this note, I would like to briefly announce a decision that has been taken in the context of COVID-19 by the board. As a board resolution for the association, I'm very humbled to announce to you all that as a member of the South African Chef Association who has paid their membership fees during this increasingly challenging time, we would like to offer you a year's free membership for the year 2021. We also understand this has been a tough year for all our membership tiers, and we would like to humbly and sincerely offer you a 50% discount on your renewed membership for 2021. Another clap, guys. You started it, you might carry on. As with all our members, we are ever in a hunt to increase your membership benefits, and are proud to announce that in the coming weeks, we will announce the scope and variant of these benefits. Dearest members, I would like to thank all our patrons who have been loyal to SA Chefs and given us their trust. Your service to the industry doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to thank all our superb SA Chef teams. Board of Directors, thank you. Regional committees, thank you. The office staff, thank you for your work. A people dedicated and committed who brought us out of a tough year, and we are in the middle of another tough year. We will call upon you again to bring us out of this tough year of year 2020 as well. Thank you. I would like to thank the outgoing board members, Chef Carrie Ann Wilkinson, who's we'll thank her in her absentia. Chef David Kia, who's I think he's in Scotland, isn't he? He's in Scotland, he emigrated to Scotland. We thank him for his tireless work that he put in the financial committee. And to former Chef Stephen Billingham. Chef, it was great working with you. I would like, I wrote some stuff here. I'd like to take this occasion to personally and on behalf of all of us at SA Chefs, to say thank you for the many years of extremely successful work that you've put in for SA Chefs. We value the commitment that you put. You're an exemplary. I think we always say that we are a business of not. We try to follow in your shoes, but your shoes are big. We'll try to fit in. Thank you for your service to the SA Chefs. And we thank your family as well for borrowing us to, giving us you to work with us. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, Board of Directors, past and present, to all the directors, to the chairpersons that have served on my committees, regional committees, national teams, Academy of Chefs over the past 10 years. I can only thank you from the bottom of my heart for your dedication and commitment to the growth and development of our noble association. One must always remember and pay tribute to the late, great Dr. Billy Gallagher, to our honorary presidents, Mr. Muellers, Mr. Brunner, to our past president, Mr. Cobalt, and to each and every one of you, from suppliers to associate members, to students. Yeah, it's been a journey, and it's been a journey of great pleasure. What happens is the association becomes part of your life, becomes part of your DNA. Your directors become brothers, sisters, family members, and it becomes very special, very special. And it's been an honor and a pleasure to play my role and to step into the same shoes as those before me, as James steps into my shoes. There's somebody in this room, could be any one of the directors, that will no doubt in future years step into James's shoes, and so on and so on. So to each and every member of the board, you've got a role to play, a very serious role. You will be looked at, you'll be judged, you'll be criticized, and you'll be complimented. So keep it clean, keep it honest, do the best that you can do, and go forth and make this association even greater than it is today. To all the sponsors, to all the patrons, to all the contributors, whether in cash, kind, or commitment, we as an association cannot thank you enough for simply making this great association possible. So it is a sad day to step down finally as the immediate past president. But like others before me, we don't disappear. We stay. We're a great source of resource and wisdom, and it's our job to ensure that we stay around and pass this on to the next generation of our association. So thank you very much to all the cooks, chefs, caterers, students, scholars, members, friends, and family that have stood by me during my time. A special mention to my wife, Kerry, who's, just like Gwen, just like Linda, just like Hella, have stood by my side to make me available to do what I do. To my two sons that have grown up through the same period as me being president, to young Liam, 14 years old now, to Ryan, 12 years old. Thank you for telling all your friends at school that your dad was in fact the president. Thank you. Guys, I'm going to be home more. We're going to go fishing more, and we're going to play games more. Thank you, love you, and God bless.
To the incoming board members, please know that we are a working board. We need to be committed, and we must work hard for the members. Strengthen the brand and generate new revenue streams. Thank you. Valued members, on behalf of the board of directors and the SA Chefs Office, I wish to thank you all for your kind attention. We hope that you stay with us and above all, stay healthy. And I hope to see you all next year in person. Together we can create we can innovate and find solutions for each other. Thank you very much for listening.
Mr. President, thank you for your review and giving us the overview of where SA Chefs is and what has done. And we look forward to the next year under your guidance. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Thomas Overbeck, who is going to give an overview of all things kind of officey and what's happened within I guess the engine, the unsung heroes of the Chefs Association. Yes, we know the president, yes, we know the board, but we also have a whole lot of people behind the scenes who make sure that SA Chefs turns. So over to you, Thomas.
Good afternoon, everyone. President James, thank you very much. And thank you for the opportunity just to share a short moment for the team that works in these offices and that we can run through what they actually do. We have a great gratitude and a deep gratitude that we'd like to express to the board of directors. This was the group that was working with us back in 2019 and now has been set up with a new team. Always great to have their input and their support, and certainly the dedicated leadership and thrifty hard work. Over the years, just out of interest, we are in our 46th year, and we've had 9 different presidents only so far, going forward now with James as officially the 10th. So an esteemed, wonderful group of people. Just as a swift overview of the actual organization, I think it's clear that the board runs SA Chefs, and there's a direct control of the team through the actual board. As you can see to the left of the screen, we are linked and automatically part and parcel of World Chefs International, but and there's quite a bit of positive liaison with them. But then we come down with a key management structure with the PA to the general manager doing all sorts of broad scope of work, financial controller, and he takes control of the National Youth Chef Training Program's financial bookkeeper as well. The key areas of work are fundamentally membership, the professional body, the Center of Culinary Excellence, and the National Youth Chef Training Program. And then one of the key items is our social media attendant. She does a super job making sure everybody's informed on the social media at all times. That is where we've got our main artery of communication going out at the moment. Marketing, World Cooks Tour Against Hunger, the regions with their 8 different chairs at the moment, the South African National Culinary Team, the Young Chefs Club, and ultimately the Academy of Chefs, our honor society, all play a role and are interlinked with the work that the office does. There used to be a large crowd with assistants running every one of the departments. Right now, I am very proud to announce the team that works in every one of the departments and is effectively one person per responsibility. So if we look at from reception with Sophie, going through to accounting, she assists Jason, going through to the professional body, which is Elsu. Yolanda runs the social media. Precious runs the membership, and Daniela does the PA work. Hudson and his team run the National Youth Chef Training Program, and we've got a very small but active team in the Center of Culinary Excellence, which is headed up by Yezna and ably assisted by Simone and Albert. As indicated, we work in 8 regions. In that time, Raynor Damons was heading up Gauteng, and we have Leslie Jacobs and Tommy Herter heading up the regions in the Free State and Limpopo on this list still. But as we look at this year, the three of them have been replaced with new chairman, and Candice Adams is running Gauteng, and we've got some really Kelly and Oscar new chair people in the other two areas, seeing that Leslie and Tommy have come up to the board. The membership breakdown, and as our president told us, the focus is membership, and the membership breakdown is reflected in this slide. And I think it's keen to note that we are still at 48% in Gauteng, yet the other provinces are building nicely, and we are constantly working to increase the membership in the whole country now. And in the membership, now I'm not going to go through all this item by item, but the reason for our being is the membership. That's where we started, and that's where our focus is and our main responsibility. And with that key responsibility, we have finally, after an incredibly difficult development period, gone live with a new membership management system. And in fact, they are going to help with the communication, with making the whole membership smoother, and the process of being part of the membership. Plus, we are working on further benefits that then will be used to assist members and make life more positive. It is a transition period, moving from the old system to the new one, and a few hiccups might be experienced, but it's just a matter of letting us know then, and please, we're just a phone call away, and we'll sort out whatever there might be missing. If the second most important pillar that we stand on is education, being part of our calling, that we will always educate and make sure that the best standards of culinary knowledge is shared and disseminated into the country. And with that, we became the professional body. And not only did this give us incredible links countrywide with national bodies and with all the important items, and QCTO, NAM, and those kind of good organizations, but it has put us into a very high level of recognition on all sorts of levels, including the National Department of Tourism, where we are constantly consulting and active on various levels. The most exciting part of it is that we were involved, and we are involved now as chefs, for chefs, and working with chefs on the training and influencing the training of chefs in South Africa, which has made a big difference in the way that it's operated, in the way we're going forward. In the Culinary Center of Culinary Excellence, we are growing consistently, and I encourage you to keep an eye and get in touch with them, that while this is a downtime, we have one-day courses, short courses, lots of courses to catch up with, and they're very ably delivered by the team. The highlight in this area is the Enterprise Development Program, and as you can see here, we had Lucky Star, the Red Meat Industry Forum, Nestle, and Excella all running courses for the Enterprise Development Program, which has helped a lot of people into running their businesses sustainably. The National Youth Chef Training Program is still ongoing. It is in its final year now with 360 odd people on the program. But sadly, because of COVID, it is suspended at the moment. Yet, obviously, once workplaces are available again, we will be completing the course during 2020. One of the highlights and exciting parts of running competitions and being involved in competitions countrywide is that people stand out and can become part of the national culinary team. And in this case, ably managed by Trevor, and again, reflecting the team that was finished last night, the team that was still training monthly at that time last year included Henrico, who sadly didn't get to Stuttgart and the Olympics, but the rest of the guys did, and we had a fantastic experience in February this year up in Icka, in Stuttgart, and our Olympic representative team did incredibly well, bringing home 3 bronze medals. It is hard work to be part of this team. It needs a lot of money to get it running well, but we're very proud to say that we got through 2020 with a really good result and a fine group of chefs competing at the highest level and making South Africa proud. Ultimately, that is, and the team is busy with all those kind of activities, including events and running various events, which we do together with the regional committees as well as just from the office. These are all the exciting times that we spend throughout the year on day-to-day activities, and it's a highly demanding environment, and now it's really exciting to see a new board coming on board with a new drive and a total new exciting approach. From us, it's a message of please come and get involved. Phone us, talk to us. We happily get you involved and linked up with your local regional committees, with the activities that are happening in SA Chefs, and it would be fantastic to interact with all the membership out there, and if you have issues, come and be positive. Bring a positive solution. Bring a positive idea to us. We will make sure it goes through to the board, and remember, it is the board that runs the industry. I thank you for your attention. I wish you well through level 2, and I ask you to keep safe out there.
We are here to enjoy and to celebrate our profession. Today is the day that all of us have been waiting and longed for with all our heart and passion. Today, all your dreams take shape.
Have a fantastic 2020 ICA in Stuttgart.
goes to...
I now come to the results of the voting. The first vote that was up was for the reappointment of our auditor, Mr. Peter Colau, which was voted in favour by 72%. 10% were against this, and 18 people abstained. 18%, sorry. The results were checked by Jason and myself. You can't audit yourself whether you get the job or not. So congratulations, and we look forward to working with you again next year. The second resolution, the special resolution, was the authority of directors. This is basically allowing directors to do their job. 74% were in favour, 14% were against, and 12% abstained. I just want to point out, how would you be against the directors doing their job? So obviously people didn't understand that resolution. This was checked by myself and Peter, and so directors, you've been given permission to do what you need to do. Well done, and good luck with that. All right, now we come to a little bit of a tricky bit. We come under general with some questions and Q&A. I'm going to ask everyone who's obviously not in the room to bear with us. It's going to be tricky. We've received a couple of questions beforehand. Some of them are still coming in. And obviously the unusuality of this AGM is that before we're in a room and we've got a roving mic and that. I'm going to start off by the first question that I received. And everyone just needs to just give me a second or two while I look it all up. I got a question from a young man, Kabelo Ramatla, to the board. And basically he would like to know, how does SA Chefs assist graduates in finding employment, and how can the association help members venture into their own business? So I guess Chef Adrian's going to answer that.
Question. The board has got a lot of processes in place at looking at partnerships with big corporates to assist in a platform where individuals would be seeking jobs and employers looking for employees. So that hopefully we can announce very soon. We also have an entrepreneurial committee which has been identified and will be out in the public domain very soon, where these type of questions, entrepreneurial questions, can be posed to the committee, which is made of high-level people that can assist young individuals, senior individuals, or anybody that wants to do that conversion into entrepreneurship for themselves, where they can get that advice and then be guided on to further processes. So as an association, we want to be the bridge. We can't do everything ourselves, but where we can, we are going to assist people getting the right connection.
Great, thank you, Adrian, and thank you. I think it was a great question, which has been posed by many young people as we face this this landscape that is ever-changing due to COVID. But it's great to hear that SA Chefs is on top of it. You said very soon, Adrian. Can you give us a time indication on when people can expect this? All right, so within 2 months, there's something should be up and running. At the next board meeting, it has been agendaed already. Fantastic. The next question I've got is from Philip Friedman. He wants to know why at head office is top-heavy versus the results. So if I'm understanding this question correctly, it's a question of salary versus income. I have to hand over to our president to answer. This is for 2019's financial year. That's what he's commenting on, I assume, or whether it's for this year. I don't know how he knows the results then, because we don't, because they haven't been published yet. So, you know, this is for 2019.
Oh, okay, thank you. I think the income versus salary is 33%. You know, wages, salaries versus income is 33%. And this is down by 9.7% from January 2018. The reduction in salaries in real terms, when considering inflation of plus or minus 5%, the cost item has been reduced around 15%. This has come about due to a reduction of staff systematically over a period of time. That's making sure that staff embrace technology and are being more effective in production. The same results or services and producing the same results and services, and taking consideration as well that there's already a reduction of staff there. Remember that the association is a service enterprise and delivers services. The percentage of salaries is below the norm of service entities. So we're okay. We're okay.
Thank you, James. I hope that answers the question. The other question I got asked is, what is the difference between an honorary president and an honorary former president? It's a little bit, I guess, complicated. Although our company rules under Section 6 kind of specifies exactly what they are. The company rules are to be found on the SA Chefs website. We had an honorary life president, Dr. Bill Gallagher, which was an extraordinary honor. The title of SA Chefs Life Honorary President was bestowed onto the late Dr. Billy Gallagher for his service and contribution to the advancement of chefs, the hospitality sector, and SA Chefs. There may not be more than one SA Chefs Honorary Life President at any particular time. And I think the Life President's honor, you know, if Dr. Bill Gallagher is the measure of getting that honor, you know, I guess there would have to be some extraordinary work done by individuals to kind of top that, to equal that. But be that as it may, there's a different committee to do that. So then we have honorary presidents, of which we have two. Dr. Manfred Mueller's, which was awarded to him in 1983, and Dr. Heinz, and Heinz Brunner, which was awarded to him in 2003, and they have, you know, they've been involved in the Chefs Association for 25 years plus, and have done that. At one stage, there was a bit of confusion, and they were given honorary life membership as well, but it was against our rules. So they were converted to, with their permission and a whole lot of things, they are our honorary presidents. And at the same time, about 10 years ago, and I can only speak on this because I know that I was involved in sorting this all out, guys. So just so you know, I'm not talking as the principal officer, I've just as having sorted it out. The name of a president that had left was formerly just president, then it became past president, and I think it was in 2018 we decided to rename that as a former president, because past kind of means that you're late. And so it's called an honorary former president. So as a special honor, the members of the association at an annual general meeting may grant the title of SA Chefs Honorary Former President to a former president for his service and contribution to the advancements of SA Chefs and the profession within South Africa. And so some of the former presidents who have this title are Bill Venema, that was awarded to him in 2008, Voigand Voigt, who's since late, also awarded in 2008, and former President Martin Cobalt was awarded in 2017. So I guess that kind of sums up what the difference is. But very happy. The question was, I don't know if I mentioned, posed by Philippe Freeman. Happy to sit and discuss that with him. I don't think we have any other questions that have come up via the chats. Is there another question? Sarah would like to know when we're going back to school in YCTP. I guess whoever answers that can that's not a board question or an AGM question. It's a question of of the actual program, and they will get, maybe they should just send out it's not got nothing to do with the actual business of SA Chefs. It's a valid question, but I think that department needs to send out a WhatsApp with updates. If there are no further questions, then it's up to me to do my thanks and close. First of all, to Visual Feast Group, Glenn and your team. I know it was tough this morning. It's a first for all of us. It's first for us in the scope of holding a virtual AGM. We've learned some lessons. We've come back. For the guys who are watching online, thank you for hanging in there and coming in. To the past board, and some of them aren't here, but the people who served last year, thank you very much for doing what you do. To our president, to the office staff, more importantly, Daniela, once again, thank you for making the AGM happen behind the scenes with all the things. And it certainly is a big job, and you make my job as principal officer really easy. I just turn up and read the agenda. So, it really is fantastic. Hopefully next year, guys, we can get back to our old AGM. The proposed date is going to be a little bit brought forward to February instead of the normal August. There've been a lot of questions around the bylaws and suggestions. A bylaw committee was formed. I'm just informing everyone that we looked at it, and it was very complicated because some of the bylaw changes which we felt had merit would impact our rewriting our memorandum of incorporation. And to be fair to all our members, we felt that it was better to delay to give everyone a proper chance to vote. The electronic voting is legal. We had it checked out by our lawyers, but we were concerned about making sure that everyone had their say. So the proposal was to move it forward, and to move it forward to around February before the voting of the next directors. So that's just out there. There will be some communication going forward on this. To the board, thank you for coming in. Guys, thank you for traveling to come towards the room and exposing yourself to everybody else over here. But it is certainly very nice to be in a room with less than 30 people after 5 months of kind of self-isolating. I now declare the AGM closed. Glenn, if I'm correct, there will be a video of this available on the SA website, so if you've missed it. And I just wish to thank everybody. Be sane, be safe.
SA Chefs is a resource center for everyone to get educated, to be upskilled, to get industry know-how.
South African chefs are versatile because we do all the cuisines of the world.
The role of SA Chefs is to promote, profile and uplift the image of SA Chefs throughout South Africa.
SA Chefs is about being fun, real and funky.
So the way chefs are communicating now has changed rapidly. If I make a dish, I can post it on Instagram, and someone sees it. And if I choose to share with you what the dish is, you already have more information than you had yesterday.
The role of SA Chefs is to make sure that the chefs joining us are well trained and well skilled. To attract new members, I believe that you have to listen to them, solve industry problems, be there for them, and make sure that you listen.
As a sponsor, you have a direct line to South Africa's chefs and their kitchens.
And you play a role in shaping our future.
Being a member of the South African Chefs Association, you're automatically a member of World Chefs, which gives you great international job opportunities, great international networking opportunities, and free access to World Chefs Academy.
The National Youth Chefs Training Program was designed to cater for the high level of unemployment, introduction of the youth into the industry, and it has proven to be the most successful project to date. 1,867 youth have graduated, certificate, diploma and pastry, accredited by City and Guilds.
And you are one of our ambassadors. Be the change that you want to see in the world.
SA Chefs support the national culinary team by giving them expertise, experience, and the exposure into the international culinary arena.
Winning gold medal is what the full reward is, and there's nothing better than that to bring you back for more.
To be a great chef, you need passion, commitment, and a great attitude.
SA Chefs is sexy, it's vibey, it's fun, and it's now.
SA Chefs stands on 3 pillars: membership, education, and representation. That's where we take part in hostings and shows like that.
Food is not just, or eating out is not just about food anymore. It's an experience.
Cooking has now become the new pop culture.
We are more recognized for what we do. Everybody loves chefs.
I became a chef because it allows me the freedom to be innovative, creative, and be in my zone.
I became a chef because it's like an instant gratification. You can't buy that.
Make sure that you tell your own story, draw from everything. Being a chef allows you to do that.
Today, SA Chefs is a young, fun, funky, vibrant association for all of its members, both young and old.
SA Chefs in the future must be a hub of energy, vibrancy, creativity, and everybody must want to be a chef.
SA Chefs is a community of chefs celebrating the craft with our members and future chefs to come. SA Chefs is active in the following areas: Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Northwest, Free State, Western Cape, Garden Route, Gauteng, and KwaZulu-Natal.
I am SA Chefs.
I am a SA Chefs.
I am SA Chef.
I am SA Chef.